A woman came to pay for her wedding a day before, but the hall was already booked for another party. A large part of my job is answering phones and dealing with people who want to rent our large function room. In our town, our venue is one of the very few spaces available to hold wedding receptions, birthday parties, and important gatherings. The rental process is quite simple. People call all the time to ask if the date they want is free. If it is, we place a hold on the date for 14 days. If we don't hear back from them within that period, the space opens up to anyone else who wants it. If they decide to go ahead, they must come in person for an appointment with either my boss or me. We go through the booking form together, help them fill it out, explain the terms and conditions, they pay their deposit, and the event gets formally registered in the diary. We don't take deposits without a booking form, nor do we take booking forms without a deposit. You have to physically come in and hand both over. None of this can be done online, as we don't even have a website. Fast forward to early this morning, when a bride in the middle of a full-blown bridezilla meltdown walks in accompanied by her mother. "Hello, can I help you?" I asked them. "I'm here to pay the deposit for my wedding," the bride replied. "All right. Let me grab a form and we'll go through it. What date did you book?" "Tomorrow." The smile completely froze on my face. For tomorrow, we've had a children's birthday party booked in for months. It was physically impossible to hold a wedding here. Tomorrow isn't available. "We already have another booking," I informed her. "What do you mean you double booked us?" "You're going to have to cancel the other client." The mother intervened. "We haven't double booked anything. If you didn't fill out a form or pay a deposit, you never booked the room." "When did you ask about the date?" "Last July." "I remember perfectly because we came in before going out for my birthday lunch," the mother answered. "We only hold the date for 2 weeks. Someone must have told you that at the time." "Yeah, well, but it's a wedding," protested the bride. "The rules apply equally to everyone. If you don't complete the process within that window, we open the date up. Unfortunately, someone else has already rented the hall, but I did it all online." "You did what online?" "Paid for the room, then why are you coming in today trying to pay for it now?" We don't have a website." "You can't do absolutely anything online with us." "Well, she can't just not have her wedding here," demanded the mother. "I am so sorry, but you can't." They turned right around and left. No shouting, no anger directed at me, nothing. They just casually shrugged their shoulders and walked away. Although, to be honest, I'm already mentally preparing for them all to show up tomorrow dressed in full formal wear. Postscript note. My boss told me later that she saw the bride throwing a colossal tantrum right out on the street, just outside the building. Update. 6 days later. I spent most of the afternoon working alone at the front desk after the bride's little scene. When my coworker arrived to relieve me, I spent about 10 minutes bringing her up to speed on all the day's chaos, including our dear bridezilla. She commented on how relieved she was not to be handling those bookings, because if she did, she'd surely get blamed for the whole mess. I went into the back room for a moment to change my shoes and gather my things before leaving. By chance, I glanced at the CCTV monitor and saw the bride walking down the corridor. She walked straight up to my coworker and I went out to listen in on what she wanted. "Hi, I was wondering if you could help me," she told my coworker. "I'm attending a party tomorrow night and need to coordinate something with a host, but I lost her phone number. Would you be able to find it for me in the system?" "I'm sorry, I can't do that," she replied. "It's fine, we're best friends." She really wouldn't mind. "I don't have access to that information. I couldn't give it to you even if you wanted me to. Actually, they're coming in to decorate the room later. You can come back then. There has to be someone who can give me the number." My coworker came to get me from the back room and asked if I had heard all of that. What on earth could she possibly want with a birthday party's number? I stepped out to face her. "Yes, we already told you we can't give out that information," I said. "I don't see what the big deal is. Do you need it to tell her you won't be able to attend because you'll be busy at your own wedding, which apparently you haven't even been invited to? If you'd like, I can pass that message along for you." She shrugged and walked off. I can only imagine she was planning to call them and demand they cancel their party so she could have the room instead. The next day, I had to work the entire shift. I spoke with the organizers of the birthday party to warn them that if anyone uninvited showed up, they should let me know right away. And sure enough, several people turned up looking for a wedding. We explained the misunderstanding to them, and to my surprise, they didn't seem half surprised. A lady who introduced herself as the groom's mother mentioned that she had only been told about the wedding 3 days prior, that they had invited a bunch of people to a reception, but that absolutely nobody knew what time or where the damn wedding ceremony was actually taking place. She had spoken to her son that morning and he promised he would text her the details and then apparently forgot. It is the most casual level of negligence I have ever witnessed in my entire life when it comes to planning a wedding.